This is a very important day for us for a lot of reasons. Obviously, the win caps it off, but, you know, our Coaches versus Cancer and Avery Strong Day, you know, that really means something to this group. You know, it's a personal connection. The way Kristen Eichhorst is organized, the swabs and the bone marrow registry. I know we have 4 matches, and you know, that could be 4 saved lives. So I think just all of that combined in such a thrilling game really made it for a great day. I just want to start with that.
Questions there for Coach Tai?
Tim, they hit 14 threes, but you hold them to 13 two-pointers. Were you going to try and make them beat you from the outside, or what was kind of the strategy?
Yeah, our goal is to have them beat us from 2, and that worked out really well. They're an excellent shooting team on the road. They average almost 12 made threes at about 48%. And then you have to decide if you're going to double on the bigs. Some of it you have to decide because you have to stop them. Some of it might be an opportunity if you get a chance to turn them over. And we had to kind of decide throughout the game. Most of that was Kenya Hunter and with the game plan. They rarely asked me my opinion, but at the same time, I think that we did a really good job, you know, doubling and knowing when to double, when not to double, according to the lineups, whether it be our lineups or theirs.
How big is that for the psyche for the team?
Sure.
Huge, and I think a lot of guys contributed tonight, and it's just, you know, guys, especially for guys like Jack and Jariah, you know, obviously their minutes have not been the same, you know, lately, and they've been on the bench a lot, and for them to just come in and contribute, and you know, they've been doing a great job in practice, and you know, coach has been on them, especially Jariah, a lot in practice, and it's just a true show to the character that those young guys have to just, you know, follow the course, stay the course, and you know, be faced with adversity and just come through. And obviously, we couldn't have done it without those big plays by those guys tonight.
Yeah, 37 and 10 out of those 2 guys was critical. We don't win without it. And like Ty said, to go from playing to DNP, coach's decision is hard to stomach, hard to swallow. It's you know, bad for your confidence, bad for your ego, but I think it shows their competitive nature, their commitment, and how they want to help us. So I'm very proud of them.
Can you kind of detail Jacobson's work and what he was battling otherwise?
Yeah, I mean, if I don't know who knows what, but you know, Michael, we put Jordy in. He got a couple fouls, and we were going to put Michael back in. Michael was gone. Where's Michael? He's vomiting. All right. So he gets back later, Jordy back in. I'm ready to take Jordy out. Guys, get Jordy. Michael's vomiting, right? So then at halftime, he's laying there with Dr. Albers and the trainer, and he's taking an IV. And I just went in and said, hey, don't kill yourself over a basketball game, for crying out loud. And he goes, no, I'll be ready. And you know, I didn't know if he was talking about a date for later tonight or the basketball game, but he came back out, and you know, he had some struggles, but at the same time, I think there was 2 or 3 plays late. He had a stop, and then he had a steal, and somebody hit him for a layup on a cut. I don't know who it was, but it put us up by 1, and he had. Then they called timeout, and I just gave me chills. He had the best fist pump I have seen in a long time. I don't know if you can find that one, but it was awesome.
Ty, you've been through what Jariah's been through with the ups and downs. What do you tell a kid like that when he doesn't play?
Miles is usually what they say, but after
that one, just to stay with it, you know, and then when the success comes, just got to remind him like what got him to that stage. You know, he's been practicing. I mean, he got called out by Coach Miles for his effort in practice, and he responded. You know, he's been practicing great lately, and even before we saw some success out of him, he had been practicing really well. So just constantly staying on him, reminding him what's getting him to the performances that he had tonight and in the past, and just staying, you know, just being that guy on his side, you know, when it feels like everyone's against him in the world, but just letting him know as well that his time's going to come. You know, if you just stay working, just do all the little things right consistently every day, just like Coach Miles says, redefine yourself every single day, get better every single day, then, you know, it will just come with time.
That's how you guys changed up your pregame routine, staying in the hotel last night and kind of mixing things up. Did that make a difference at all today?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I think, you know, when you're in the hotel, your mind's just fully on basketball. You know, Coach Miles always talks about whatever dominates your thinking, you know, is what's going to, is where you're going to go in life, you know. And I think just, you know, everyone being locked in at the hotel, you know, there's no outside distractions and stuff, you know. Coach makes sure with them, you know, off our phones early and stuff like that. So it's a good feeling, especially being in the captain's standpoint, that knowing that everyone's locked in, you know, and I think it showed today.
And was that stretch from Jordy just before he found out as good at basketball as he's played on both ends this year?
I believe it is, yeah. He really, you know, Jordy's such a, you know, if you look at the analytic numbers, he's the biggest playmaker as this guy over here on my left, Ty. It's either feast or famine with him. I mean, it's either like really good things or, oh my goodness, what just happened? And so for him to play defense one-on-one the way he did, and then and play well on the offensive end too, was really critical to his confidence, you know, and just his growth and development. And we started him tonight just because I think that, you know, we're at a point where he can do some of those things. So and you have to, you know, he's got to get out there. And sometimes starters get a little more rope than the backups. So it's just that we got all three of those freshmen out right away, which is why we started him, so I wouldn't have to. But with Michael vomiting, we were kind of stuck. And it was just the way it went. But I was really proud of his effort.
Hey, Tim, there's a lot of reasons why this wasn't an ideal matchup for your team. And was there reasons why you were a tough matchup for them?
You mean because of Hercules and the other guy? Yeah. Well, I don't. I don't know. You have to ask Matt Painter that. But I thought that, you know, we ran. We had a little more pace and tempo to our offense. Sometimes, you know, we kind of get clogged up on some things if a team defends us in certain ways. But I thought we did a lot of good things today. I think really the fact that the story of that offensive game is Jack and Jariah getting 37 and 10. I mean, none of us would have predicted it, and to get it we needed every single ounce of it. Jack did make the announcement to me after the game that he missed those free throws purposely to keep the drama. So those Southern Hemisphere guys, man, you got to watch them.
Yesterday, you talked a lot about the resolve of this team and the fact that you'd lost 5 straight, but you felt this team still believed. Is this kind of a perfect example?
I think that the proof's in the pudding. You know, even when Ty went out with the, you know, he twisted his foot, ankle, you know, got hurt, and you know, and things had gone wrong because he was kind of hurting, and I only had one timeout left, but the next whistle was a you know, media, so you don't want to burn your last time out, and finally we just had to. And, you know, and so now we're down four. And it was funny in the huddle, you know, the guys are mad. They weren't mad at Ty. They weren't mad at the refs. They weren't mad at me. They're just mad like, how did we get in this position? You know, like, we've played hard in this. We deserve better. And so when you have that kind of mentality, you know, that I think that's what's cool about this group is there wasn't oh, blah, 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 you know, because there's, you know, the refs are getting hammered on every call, you know, by the crowd, which was awesome. The crowd was really cool. That was fun. And so, you know, I really was impressed with the way they handled it. I thought we could come back again. And we already had a couple times, but I knew we had one more in us at least.
Ty, can you kind of speak to that as well? They kind of jump on you right away. They come out in the second half and hit a bunch of threes and go up, and you guys are able to rally both times. What is it about this group that you guys are able to keep sticking in there and staying with?
What did you say about?
just being able to rally anytime Purdue was able to get out to a little bit of a lead.
Yeah, started the second half when they punched us.
The second half.
Yeah. I think just knowing that the game plan that the coaches had drawn up was working, you know, we really felt like, oh wow, like especially early on when we had seen it working, you know, they had a couple turnovers out of the doubles and stuff
Kenya
like
Hunter's,
that.
Scout,
yeah,
by the way, yep.
They did an amazing job with that, and like it's really encouraging to see on the court, like when it actually works, the stuff we've been practicing all week and stuff. well, not all week, but the last couple of days. But you know what I mean? Feels like all week. But
Day and a half.
but just to see it really work, it's just encouraging, you know. And the huddles it makes the huddles tighter. Everything, you know, guys are holding each other accountable and stuff like that. So it's just, you know, it just brings us more together. You know, we know we can do it, and like we can play with anyone. We've showed it in the past, and we showed it again tonight that we can play with anyone in the Big Ten.
How significant is this moving forward? How significant is this win moving forward, especially with Michigan State coming here on Thursday?
Well, it counts as one, so we'll take that. And I think more than anything, again, just to everybody needs to see success, you know, to keep building your confidence. That can only go so far. So I think that we should have a good vibe, but we also know what it takes to play against the likes of Michigan State. They are a team that is really rugged, physical, immensely talented, and well coached. They have a Hall of Fame coach, so we're excited they're coming in here on Thursday. We have 2 games in a short amount of time with them, so doesn't get any easier.
Tim, just to clarify, was Jacobson sick in the locker room in the second half as well?
I don't know that.
Okay, but at halftime you told him to...
No, I didn't tell him anything. So I'm not a doctor. I just slept at the Holiday Inn last night with these guys, Express, I guess. No, just played one on TV. No. So Jacobson got sick during the first half. Started vomiting, right? At halftime, took an IV.
Okay.
Came in late from the first half. That's why from halftime. That's why he didn't start.
Okay, gotcha.
And I don't know if he went out the second half or not.
Okay, that's perfect.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.